Say that to yourself today. Speak your day into being, all right? Things already better. Die stab in. Nice. It's 27 minutes on to 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, workers. You should be close to the JOB already, right? Why did I say JOB? JOB means just above broke, yeah? But nonetheless, you're not broke. Dudma, good morning. Vincent's, good morning. Nimi and the guys, Big J. Congratulations once again, man. Yeah, that está bien. I just have a feeling she's going to do a great show in Grenada. Great praise and worship session.
Every day you get up and I worry about full of anxiety and I hurry about. Little faith you have no many devil sorry about. Trivial things like hurry about.
Pearls in St. Andrew, good morning. Arthur, Reno and family, good morning. Margot, how do you do?
Just one hurry.
Cheryl and the guys and girls down in Bottom, Pearls, good morning. Janice, good morning. Auntie Alma, how do you do? Helen, good morning to you. Moya, good morning. Cousin Ann Williams and family. Mommy Lyra, good morning. Joy and Janice and the rest of the family. Catherine John and family. Who did I leave out in Pearls? Dawson Gibbs and family. Keith and Sharon Berkeley. Maria Charles Vivek. Jemmy Peters and family, good morning. Yeah. Don Firmlin is in the building also.
Things are already better. Things are already better.
Catherine Phillips says good morning. Grenada, good morning, Innocent. Francis Buckmeyer, blessed morning, Innocent. Cameron Andrew, good morning. My colleagues, them, blessed Daisy, me, what a guan, sorry, Innocent. Blessed love, Godfather. I had to meet you, because I like the Jamaican accent. It's what guan, brethren, not a thing. Good morning, Sister Nita, so says Catherine Phillip. Jelly and McIntyre, good morning, Jelly, how you do? Sylvina Charles says good morning, Innocent, and everyone have it blessed in Jesus' name. Sharon Bartholomew, good morning, y'all, all the way from Northern Virginia. Happy Wednesday. Is it cold up there today?
Things are already better.
Things are already warmer or colder? Which one? Daddy Godwin in Florida, good morning. How do you do? Margaret Alexander says good morning, Mr. Joseph. Have a blessed day. You too, my dear. Yeah, have a blessed day yourself. Things already better, despite what the politics and the politicians and them say. Grenada is still a God-fearing place. Yeah, so things already better because of that. Let's get with the program right away. The word of the day today, it is an action word, it's a doing word, it's a verb. It is the word capitulate, and to capitulate is to surrender to an enemy, often after negotiating terms, or to stop trying to fight or resist something. You surrender. Yeah. Capitulated. You surrendered. Nice. A lot of Russian soldiers surrendering, they capitulating to the Ukrainian forces. Yeah, some say we ain't fighting for Russia, boy. Russia did something wrong. I don't know. I'm not getting involved in this, international politics thing. That's above my pay grade. What I do know is that nobody wins a war. Here's how we can use the word. Well, did I say how we spell it? Okay, it is spelled Capitulate. Capitulate. Capitulate, right? And here's how we can use it in a sentence. After months of organized boycotts, company officials finally capitulated to the protesters' demands and announced significant changes to their practices. Good morning to you, Mommy Sherma Wells. How do you do? All is well? We can also say the teacher refused to capitulate. No calculators were to be used during the exam. The teacher said, I'm not bowing to your pressures that you want to use calculators. No calculator, okay? She refused to capitulate. Nice. Yeah, imagine doing trigonometry without a calculator, boy. Good morning to Cafe. Yeah, morning Cafe, Latant, Pomrose, Mount Agnes, and Sarong Esther and your son. Good morning. Red Bull and the team. I ain't seen all you cleaning up these days. What's going on with all you, boy? All you hold back or what? It's time for the thought of the day. Debbie, good morning to you and family. Nadisha, what you have done is nothing compared to what you can do. What go is gone. What gone is gone. Yeah, but what you can do is even greater. Yeah. The folks in the diaspora, good morning. How do you do? Yeah, you all not coming no more. What happened to all you? Good morning to you, Jig. You think it easy to take it easy, boy? Shiny, what's up, bro? Yeah, I had to check you, but you know what the thing said. Buzzing today, second Breadfruit Festival. The St. Mark's Breadfruit Festival promises to be grander this year. I like breadfruit, but it had to be hot in a oil down or in a green peas or dry peas soup. This thing about roasting breadfruit and fry it in the morning, I can't deal with that. I had enough of that when I was young. Yeah, when me and Snake and I and Amber and those guys and them roasting breadfruit with, the salt butter under the mango tree at the top of the Pearls Airport every Saturday, man. Clifford and Richard and Cyrus and everybody. Freco, good morning. Yeah, Kotai and the team. Good morning to the Ranger family, man. Sarge, Roy, Eric, Harry. Yeah, morning, Nayoka, Nadika, everybody, good morning to all you. All right, buzzing, Dr. Aisha Achimugo, who attained Grenadian citizenship through the country's Citizenship by Investment program. She marked her 50th birthday with a generous gift to local children. That's a wonderful gesture. Yep. You're Grenadian now, right? And you're celebrating 50 with 50. Yeah, for 50th anniversary, you're celebrating 52. Well, 50 likewise. 52, some people say it's 52, yeah, as I know. Also buzzing this morning, 3 CARICOM countries have signed on to a new regional cargo ferry service connecting Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, and Barbados. Grenada was initially a part of this negotiation. I don't know what went wrong and we fell through the crack. But I think, in my opinion, we do need that ferry service so that our farmers can get their produce around the region. Despite the fact that we're bringing in Dashin and Tanya and this and yams and from St. Vincent, even if we bring them in and we plant them here, when they're ready for harvesting, they will taste different because we've got the best soil in the world. Yeah, we've got spice in our soil, you know what I'm saying? In a significant breakthrough, that's good news. Dwayne MacDonald, a businessman of Mount Pleasant, Carriacou, who was wanted by police for questioning in connection with the May 2nd, 2023 shooting death of Victor Randy McIntosh, has been apprehended in neighboring Trinidad and Tobago. I told you all this guy, he had the means to move, so he moved. But the regional integration process, of our intelligence services, you're not safe. You will be found. So if you want to be a copycat criminal and think you could run out, you will be caught. We've got some porous borders, but when you get inland, we will find you. So don't even think about it. Now, amid concerns about declining community spirit, residents of St. George came together last weekend for cleanups and beautification initiatives. All right, how the folks in Guav, they said earlier, they were not feeling the independent spirit. You all get the vibes now? Mr. Leon Decoto, tell me, you all get the vibes? Nice. Morning to the folks inside of Duquesne on Duquesne Bay, Popine and the guys. Now, as the region bidded farewell to Liat, the fate of some of its dedicated workers remains uncertain, especially for those in Grenada who have not received any compensation for the years of service to the airline. That will be worked out. I know the PM is going to look after you all. He has you all back. Trust me on that. The Honorable Deacon Mitchell will not leave you all undone. He's going to do what it takes to get you remunerated. Yeah, trust me on that. But we understand that a new airline will be replacing Liat. I don't know how soon that will be. But I think because there's already a merger with a Nigerian airline, I think it's Peace Airline or Airline Peace or something like that. And they will be taking over the Liat business. I think it's now going to be called Liat 2020 Limited. Yeah, but they got some new aircrafts and so forth. And it's good. I just wish that with the, coming on stream of that new airline, traveling throughout the region will become cheaper, man. It's too costly. Theodel Duncan says, blessed morning, Inu and others. Zobi, tell Zobi morning too. Monty Young says, good morning. Cameron Andrew, Liat should be more updated like Grenada can't. What, a plane and thing? Can't buy a plane? We had one. Where is it? Good morning, says Mary Ebanks. Morning, Mary. Yulin, good morning. She says, good morning to you, Sylvina. It's not that cold this morning. It's okay. All right. I wonder how Northern Virginia is. Kyron Coppin, good morning from Jean Collins from the USA. Happy day. Okay. Monica Meros Williams says, good morning, Mr. Joseph. Good morning, Mama Can. Good morning, Daddy Godwin. Yeah, where is he? Yeah, come for independence. All right, Sharon says it's not that bad today. It's not below freezing. All right. Okay, all right. Yolan Swan says good morning. Good morning. Blessings to you, Mr. Joseph, and to all your listeners. Have a productive day. Good morning to Upper St. John and St. Andrew. Culture man, good morning. All right, Margaret Alexander, she says, good morning, Mr. Joseph. I want to reach out and say good morning to Erlin out there in the US of A. Wifey, good morning. Hope all is well. Good. Folks, it's 15 minutes on to 7 o'clock. We've got to take that break because we've got the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather coming up. And, of course, those of you who are on the television platform, we've got a rebroadcast of last evening's television news. Stick and stay with us. We're with you anywhere and everywhere.
When you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever you run, we'll make your dreams come true. Next time, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Thanks for joining us. In a significant breakthrough, Dwayne McDonald, a businessman of Mount Pleasant, Carriacou, who was wanted by police for questioning in connection with the May 2, 2023 shooting death of Victor Randy McIntosh, has been apprehended in neighboring Trinidad and Tobago. Nisha Paul reports.
Almost 1 year after Carriacou resident Victor Randy McIntosh was found with multiple gunshot wounds while sitting in his vehicle in Bogles, the Royal Grenada Police Force announced the apprehension of his suspected killer. The announcement was made in a press release issued on Tuesday. Dwayne McDonald, a businessman from Bousséjou, Carriacou, has been identified by police as the main suspect in the death of McIntosh, the former chairman of the New National Party constituency branch in Carriacou. McDonald, who is known to be a skilled seaman and holder of a boat captain's license to traverse international waters, was the captain of a small vessel Lady G, which is used to ply the route from Carriacou to Grenville and then to Port of Spain. He was placed on the Regional Security System RSS wanted list. Police say the successful apprehension of McDonald was the outcome of collaborative intelligence efforts Trinidad and Tobago and other regional entities. The Royal Grenada Police Force has expressed its gratitude to regional partners, especially Trinidad and Tobago, for their assistance in apprehending Mr. McDonald. This development marks a significant step forward in the ongoing investigation, providing a sense of closure for the community and justice for the late Victor Randy McIntosh. Reporting for GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
Now, 3 CARICOM countries have signed on to a new regional cargo ferry service connecting Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, and Barbados. Grenada's exclusion stirred concerns as the country was part of the initial discussions. The rest of the details in this report.
The regional cargo ferry service Galleon's Passage is scheduled to operate between Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago and then later Barbados. Notably, when the ferry service was initially announced in 2022, the focus included trade between Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada and Barbados. However, when Grenada did not sign on to the agreement, questions were raised about its exclusion from this initiative, especially since regional connectivity has been high on the agenda of the National Democratic Congress government.
This time, Trinidad and Tobago is leading an effort together with Guyana to explore at the CARICOM level the possibility of fast ferries that will allow a roll-on and roll-off services where people can actually drive onto the ferries with their vehicles and then drive off. Trinidad is leading that charge. Studies are being done on it because it's not just the movement of people. Significantly, it's the movement of cargo. And intra-regional trade is also a major issue, particularly when it comes to food. And so that is being explored, and it's something that I think I'm optimistic that we'll be able to find the right prospects to make that happen as well.
That was Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell when he appeared on the show Good Morning St. Lucia in July 2022. Seeking clarity on this matter, the Grenada Broadcasting Network reached out to the government to ascertain the reason behind Grenada's absence from the agreement. We were informed by Government's Press Secretary Neela Etienne that it was decided that Grenada was just not yet ready to be part of the venture. She said Prime Minister Mitchell informed her that discussions about regional transportation were being held prior to him being sworn into office. However, no concrete decision involving Grenada has been made at this time. On January 10, Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, disclosed that the country's Minister of Transportation had been instructed to prepare the Galleon's Passage for its inaugural trip, pending completion of necessary documentation and vessel readiness.
Tomorrow, Thursday, the Cabinet will sign off on this decision. And only this morning, the Minister of Transportation was instructed to ready the Galleon Passage for the inaugural trip as soon as that documentation is ready and the vessel is ready.
The Galleon's Passage vessel can accommodate 400 passengers and 60 cars. Among the facilities on board the Galleon's Passage is a cafeteria, a bar, and a VIP lounge. The decision to establish the regional cargo ferry service stemmed from the necessity to transport raw materials and fresh produce from production areas to consumption and manufacturing zones within CARICOM. This is expected to enable a significant improvement in regional transportation service, food security, stimulate stimulate regional production and job creation, and increase the affordability of various agricultural products. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Tellisford.
As the region bids farewell to Liat, the fate of some of its workers remains uncertain, especially for those in Grenada who have not received any compensation for their years of service to the airline. Rena Thomas has this report.
The court-appointed administrator for Liat, Cleveland Seafort, announced that the cash-strapped regional airline will cease its operations in its current form on January 24th, 2024. As Liat faces financial turmoil, the spotlight is now on the fate of some of its employees, particularly those in Grenada, who are yet to be compensated for their years of service. Former chairman of the Liat Group of Union, Chester Humphrey, who is now an industrial relations consultant, says Grenada, as one of the countries served by Liat, is facing a unique situation as it stands as the only nation among its Caribbean counterparts that has not taken steps to compensate employees affected by the airline's impending closure.
All right, so as a regional organization, as I said, it went bankrupt. It doesn't have the means to compensate the workers. But moral rectitude and a government that cares about working people stepped in. This was the case with the government in St. Lucia. St. Lucia government stepped in and paid off the severance pay, which is what is due and owing to the Liat workers here, the severance pay years of service compensation. Right? Stepped in and paid it off. The Barbados government did the same. The St. Vincent government, I'm not sure whether or not they completed their payment, but they did make, I think it was a 2/3 payment or somewhere thereabout. I'm not sure if the other 1/3 or whatever it is, if there's a balance still and whether or not that has been paid. I mean, this airline served the regional interests. This airline played a major role in the economy of Grenada.
Humphrey said the move to compensate Liat employees by other Caribbean leaders signifies a moral obligation by the leaders aimed at mitigating the impact of the airline's closure on its workforce.
So I'm saying all the other governments have found the moral wherewithal because there's no binding legal obligation. Liat is a standalone entity. It has a debt. But I'm saying the correct thing for a government to do, as the government is the primary shareholders, and I mean, even though the Grenada government's shareholding in Liat had diminished over time to almost zero, the fact of the matter is a similar situation exists in St. Lucia in terms of the shareholding of the St. Lucia government in Liat, yet the government, with the necessary moral rectitude and correctness, stepped in and paid those workers.
The former president of the Senate also stated that the new National Party government, led by Dr. Keith Mitchell, made promises to look at some way in which workers can be compensated.
Well, when the NNP was in office, I myself and Captain Patterson, who was at the time president of the Pilots Union, and another Liat employee here, I facilitated a meeting. And I know Dr. Mitchell was given consideration to making a payment, but then the elections came and that's off the table. Since then, I know the workers are standing alone. I don't think there's any. I don't know what the union is doing, so I can't speak to that. But I can tell you that they have not been paid the terminal compensation from Liat.
Humphrey also stated that attempts were also made on a regional level to compensate workers.
However, we thought that a better regional approach would have been necessary, and I did set up an arrangement to travel to Guyana to speak to the government there to see whether or not a sinking fund could be set up by the various governments, within which each government will put a certain sum of money, and from that pot, the compensations and things could be paid. Well, things didn't go quite right. As I said, the new National Party lost the elections.
The Grenadian employees who dedicated over 20 years of service to Liat in some cases now find themselves in an unwanted position as the airline undergoes the winding up process. The over 40 local workers are now left with no way of being compensated to date. Rena Thomas, GBN News.
Other news, 2 teams of students from the TMRSU Community College placed 1st and 6th in the Math Olympiad of the 2024 Caribbean STEM Olympiads, a regional competition designed to test the creativity, logical and analytical thinking, problem solving and leadership, as well as team capabilities of participants. Here's more in this Christina John report.
The competition was held virtually, and participating teams came from various Caribbean countries, including Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Antigua and Barbuda, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The teams from Grenada only took part in the Math Olympiad of the competition. Other sections include the Computer Coding and Robotic Olympiads. The preliminary of the competition was held on January 4th, 2024, and both teams made it to the final stage of the competition, which was held on January 17th. The team members that competed in Level 3, age 18 to 21 of the competition, were Khalil Philip, the 2023 Natural Science graduate, Rochelle Griffith, valedictorian of the 2023 graduating class, and Tristan Pivot, top mathematics student of the 2023 graduating class. The team placed first in the competition. Here's Rochelle and Tristan, 2 of the 3 winning team members.
My advice as a math student to other math students and people wanting to pursue studies in math is to always practice the content that you learn. It may not seem like much at the time, but continuous practice, it'll make the content seem like it's second nature to you.
We were recent graduates. We weren't as versed in math as we once were, so we had a lot of revision to do. So we met as often as we could, and we reviewed topics that we would have learned in TAMCC. As for advice for up-and-coming math scholars or just math students in general, I definitely have to say, just stick with it and put in the time and the effort and the work. When you're in school, just soak up as much as you can and learn as much as you can, because you can only seize these opportunities when they come if you are prepared.
Nathan John, Rakim McFarlane, and Dominic Ned, all of whom are second-year students, competed in Level 2, age 16 to 18 of the competition. They placed 6th in the competition from a total of 9 finalist teams. Here are some feedbacks of their experiences and general thoughts on a competition of that nature.
Competition helps boost the regional competitiveness, especially in academics, besides just sporting activities. So it's just overall we're just getting students across the nation, very bright and intelligent students, to compete against each other to see who's the best.
Well, I think it's sparks my curiosity to learn more from what I learn here, not just to stay with what I learn in class here, but to also do independent study and learn more about maths. And yeah.
Of the questions, we have not covered the topic yet in school, so it was a bit challenging for us to figure it out, but we tried and we got points in every section for them.
Mr. Paris Fraser, chair of the Natural Science Department, commenting on the students' preparation for and participation in the regional competition, said students demonstrated a high level of enthusiasm, independence, maturity, and self-motivation in building and displaying their own mathematical skills regionally. He added that the students' performance demonstrated that they are ranked among the top in mathematics in the region. Rakim hopes this news encourages the Ministry of Education to channel resources towards students' development. The award ceremony of the competition was held virtually on Sunday, January 21st, 2024. Christina John, GBN News.
One student said, soak up as much you can and learn as much you can. Thanks for the advice. St. Mark's Bread Food Festival promises to be grander this year. That's according to Member of Parliament Dr. Clarice Modeste-Cohen, who was a guest on GBN's To The Point program today.
Last year, it was all things breadfruit on the Victoria Hard Court in St. Mark, as the first breadfruit festival was held in the parish. However, Parliamentary Representative Clarice Modeste-Cohen is of the opinion that more use should be made of breadfruit. Breadfruit has been described as a fruit botanically and culinary as a vegetable. According to Modeste-Cohen, based on feedback from the first event, they have considered hosting yet another this year.
With a breadfruit festival, which got very, very good reviews. A number of things were made that I never knew about breadfruit punch. I never thought I could have a drink from breadfruit. I didn't know before, honestly. And you know, it brought to us that this is something that we could continue to grow and develop, because there are, you know, and afterwards you find out other islands are doing similar things, but not the way we do it. We did it last time, and so we plan another breadfruit fest. It is my desire to invite everyone to the breadfruit fest.
Citing the economic spin-off, Modeste-Cohen said they have engaged various ministries as well as the Grenada Tourism Authority.
We have done formal invitations for the members of government. I have done a formal invitation to the Minister for Agriculture, Minister for Culture and Tourism, because I believe this has tourism potential, and it's left now to follow up and see what role the ministries are named. Grenada Tourism Authority is also working with us on it. They see the potential there. So that is scheduled for the 9th of February, 2 days after independence.
Okay. The MP extends an invitation to all Grenadians to visit the parish of St. Mark on February 9th from 11 a.m. to taste and see for themselves the variety of byproducts derived from breadfruit.
We have come a long way. We have done very well, but never forget that there's a lot to do, and we cannot be insular about it to find the solution, and, you know, one or two persons think them alone could do it. We have to build Grenada. We owe it to Grenada, and we have to continue. So I want to invite everyone to that breadfruit fest. The 9th we start at 11 o'clock. Somebody said it's too early, but it's not, because somebody might want a lunch. And there are a lot of participants. We have invited the schools and so on. So there'll be enough, a wide variety of breadfruit products. I want to encourage you. So maybe you say your child don't like breadfruit. When you come and you see the products and you taste it and your child tastes it, you'll be making those products. We'll be having recipes available. Some on sale, some on handouts. So please come.
Christina John, GBN News.
Amid concerns about declining community spirit, residents of St. George came together last weekend for cleanups and beautification initiatives. Here's the report.
The community spirit was alive and on full display in the parish of St. George last weekend, as several people in different locations got together to clean up their communities. The River Road community participated in the cleanup and beautification along the main road. This included the painting of the wall along the St. Johns River flood mitigation project and the planting of trees on the side of the road. In the south of the island, solar independence lights were strung around utility poles along the Morris Bishop Highway, leading towards the Morris Bishop International Airport. Installation continued on Monday. The community of Montu also staged a cleanup drive over the weekend. Former disaster coordinator at the National Disaster Management Agency, Sylvan McIntyre, responding to concerns about the dwindling community spirit, said everyone does not need to be involved. It only takes a few collaborators.
I commend the initiative. Really good. But I maintain in my own way that the world doesn't need everybody to move at the same time to get things done. The world just needs a few good leaders. People with the initiative, people who take the forefront and identify the issue and just start it. And you have a few movers and shakers, the world will move in a positive direction. But despite you may have a majority of people may stand by and not want to do stuff, but the few people that are willing to do it, it takes sometimes just one person.
McIntyre said doing good deeds is contagious, and once the work begins, others will join in. This statement resonated with River Road resident Perrin Johnson, who participated in the beautification activities.
An overwhelming support by all cross-section of the community. most importantly, I was very happy to see the number of young children that came up. In fact, we had kids even 6 years old, and they were there planting, cleaning, painting. We even have some of the elderly persons who said, look, I am not able to bend, but I can go and I can make some bakes and saltfish and bring back for y'all. I can stay and just give moral support. So it was a really nice feeling to see the community come back and working together. It's really bring back a lot of childhood memories in terms of what we used to do as kids.
Reporting for GBN News, I am Beverly Telesford.
All right. High commendation was given to the principals, teachers, and students across District 3 on the successful execution of the 50th Independence Parade and Extravaganza. The streets of Grenville came alive with the national colors, drumming, chanting, and patriotic displays from students throughout St. Andrew.
Despite the inclement weather, spectators gathered along the streets of Grenville as several schools within the district participated in the 50th Independence Parade. The parade took place from the town of Grenville onto Progress Park, St. Andrew. Principal and chairperson for the 2024 District Independence Extravaganza, Martha Bowen, gave a brief overview of the event.
In light of Grenada's 50th anniversary of independence, as principals and schools, we decided to have an independence extravaganza. Hence, we are here today. It involves all the schools within the district, and note I didn't say parish, within the district of St. Andrew, with the exception of Tivoli and Bele, they are in another district. So we have gathered here from preschool, St. Andrew Special Education, the primary schools, the secondary schools, to celebrate Grenada's 50th anniversary and also to show all the talents and things that we have here in St. Andrews.
Education Officer for District 3, Peter Regis, noted that today's activity was geared primarily at educating our student body through fun and creativity. He extended profound gratitude to the organizers for putting on such an event.
This activity is telling that children should show their patriotism to our country. They should also display their talents, as you saw on the road in the marching song. And really, it's an activity where our children can be outside of the classroom and have fun, and at the same time learn a lot of things about our country. I must praise the principal and teachers of District 3. Sometimes the efforts of teachers and principals are downplayed, and I think with such an event today, I think they should be praised for such a great and wonderful event.
President of the GUT St. Andrews branch and a teacher at St. Mary's RC School, Wallace Jack, spoke on the patriotic displays by the respective schools.
Since we are a community-based school, our portrayal was based on the jab, which, from the Lafayette community. So other schools had other aspects, and it was all like a one pop today, like an oil dog. Everybody coming together, and you could see the colors and the display. It's a wonderful day.
The Independence Parade was followed by a cultural explosion where every school within the district showcased their talent and creativity. For GBN News, Janelle McDonald.
A proud moment for fishermen shared through the GBN ISO lens. Stay with us.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISO is brought to you by Clearvision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it.
A special biker is at the center of tonight's GBN ISO. This piece of art is located at Calais St. George and has been created in keeping with the independent spirit felt in the south of the island. A makeshift rider is seen perched on a red, green and yellow bike. The entire piece is made of recycled material. We thank our citizen journalists for that submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Get ready to mark a historic milestone. It's the 50th anniversary of Independence Gala Cocktail and Dance, Saturday, 3rd February 2024 at the Crown Ballroom Radisson, starting at 7 p.m. for the all-inclusive cost of $500. All proceeds go towards the restoration of Government House. Secure your tickets now and be a part of history. Be there at the Radisson on February 3rd, 2024, hosted by Governor General Dame Cecile La Grenade.
Tickets available at Grenadian Optical, Melville Street and Grand Anse, the 50th Anniversary Independence Committee Secretariat on the Carenage, and online at gotofet.com.
And so it begins, a journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So, when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
I am VIP. I am vaccinated. I am immunized. I am protected. Our children and nation depend on vaccination for immunization. Childhood vaccination is national priority. It is their protection from disease and sicknesses. Let's all be VIPs and safeguard our beautiful Grenada. I am DJ Blackstorm and I am a VIP health champion. Be a VIP like me.
Let's all be VIP champions.
A message from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs. Be a VIP Childhood Vaccination and Immunization Campaign in collaboration with UNICEF and the Pan American Health Organization.
Good morning and welcome to the conversation for this morning. As you can see, and as I told you earlier, I do have a wonderful, very, very distinguished guest with me this morning, in that I could call her mommy. I could call her a whole lot of names. I'm speaking of none other than Grenada's very own Joan Purcell. Good morning, Mommy Joan. How are you?
Good morning, Brother Gordon, or more innocent, if I may call you that. I think you like being called innocent.
Any name works for me. Some folks call me Joe.
Joe. Yes. Joe sounds intimate and friendly.
Yes, good. So how have you been?
Yes. How have I been? That's a good question. Been writing.
You've been writing.
I've been doing a lot of writing since I've kind of moved away from frontline politics.
Okay.
And still interested in politics very much,
Really?
but looking at it from maybe different eyes. When you're not in it, you can see it in all its fulsomeness.
I like that word.
So I'm there by the grace of God. I've been doing some writing, continuing doing some work in the community and the church.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I must confess, for someone who is, in inverted commas, retired, you most times when people retire, they get old.
Yes.
But that phenomenon doesn't apply to you at all.
Well, I never describe myself as retired. I say I'm an educator because I continue to. That's, my giftedness.
Okay.
educating at every level.
Okay.
And wherever I can find the opportunity, whether it's public education, whether it's in the church, whether it's at the community level. Yes.
All right. Because I remember we were at this function, this training seminar up at Good Hope the last time together.
Yes.
Yes, you know. Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes,
you know?
yes.
And I said, oh my gosh.
Yes, indeed.
Just keep
Good
going.
Hope Adult and Teen Challenge Grenada is my more recent focus of service.
Okay, that's
serving
good.
there. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm supposed to be doing some service there as well, but time really doesn't permit me at the moment, but it's in my heart.
They're still looking for you.
Well, of course, I'm an integral part of it, but it's just a matter of the time. And I'm holding here, folks, a very beautifully covered book. It is called From Wilderness to Promise, a spiritual perspective of Grenada's history by Joan M. Purcell.
And a special contribution by Amanda Jack.
Okay.
This edition, I was ably assisted by Amanda Jack, a young sister in Christ.
Okay.
She's a lecturer at TAMCC, a writer herself, and a Bible teacher. So I want to make sure.
Yes,
because
she gets her kudos.
Yes.
So tell us about From Wilderness to Promise. Tell us about this book.
Okay. Well, this book, the genesis of this book is our 40th independence anniversary 10 years ago.
Okay.
I had read George Brizan, the late George Brizan's History of Grenada and Isles of Conflict. And George Brizan there was a very telling statement. He said Grenada had 6 irreconcilable conflicts which ended in bloodshed. Or, over our history, the span of our 520 years of history, we've had these conflicts. That's why he called his book Isle of Conflict.
Grenada, Isle of Conflict, yes.
And, well, of course, George Brizan's book is a scholarly work, highly, very scholarly. It's epic, it's seminal. There's none of its kind on Grenada. But it led me to thinking, what about us? What in Grenada leads us, and in our modern days, you know how conflictual our politics is. What leads us to such a conflictual history? What are the underpinnings? And of course, George Brizan dealt very ably with the economic, the political, the social. And I thought there is a dimension that needs to be explored further, the spiritual dimension. What are the spiritual forces underpinning our history? What is driving us to be apart rather than to be together? And hence this book, when I did this book 10 years ago. And now we're in the 50th anniversary, or Golden Jubilee. And Jubilee is a biblical concept again. It's a time of reset, a time of renewal, a time of freedom. God placed all of that in the nation of Israel, his people. And by the way, the first time I wrote the book, I wrote it I referred a lot to the 40-year journey of the children of Israel in the wilderness.
Because it was 40 years for Grenada.
Yes, 40 years, and into promise.
Got you.
And so this season of Jubilee, 50 years, I thought it's a very significant time in Grenada's history. So why don't I revisit this, update it over the past 10 years and bring it up to date? And Amanda Jack helped me to do that, and hence we've produced this updated version.
Okay. Well, in writing a book, I know a lot of research and investigations and so forth have to take place.
A lot.
So what are some of the findings as it relates to the spiritual causes for our conflicting nature?
Yes. Well, basically, spiritual, there's a natural and supernatural. And the spiritual aspects pertains to the God of the universe, who is supernatural and who is spiritual. And if a nation does not honor God and does not put God first, then the negative, evil spiritual realities at work, principalities and powers, Paul talks about that there are higher forces at work. Where God is not first, there is always an opposing, the conflict of good against evil. And so if God isn't first priority, and our nation or nation independence, our constitution says God is supreme, but basically we all agree that our spirituality is nominal, our Christianity is nominal in name for the most part. Not altogether, because we wouldn't be where we are without that. Yeah. But there is much faith without power. There is much religion without the manifested power of God as priority. And there are territorial spirits. There are spirits working against us. And one of the chief attributes of the enemy of God, is division. Divide and rule. If you can divide and rule a nation, it can't go far. If you can divide and rule a person, a family, the house that is divided against itself cannot stand. And so that's the underpinning spiritual reality, that there is a conflict over the soul of the nation. Every nation, just as an individual has a soul, a nation has a soul, which is the collective of the nation. So if the collective of the nation, if it allows itself to, rather than dealing with issues, rather than reconciliation, rather than forgiveness, rather than celebrating differences, rather than seeing the good in others, if we continue to,
tangle and pull.
Yes, and be conflictual and see the weakness in everybody rather than the strengths, the soul of the nation gets impacted. And Grenada's politics have, in the world, politics has assumed a place in nations, which is really about power, how you use power, how you distribute it, how you share it, who gets it, who has, who don't have. And so if our politics is divisive, it tends to flow to the rest of the nation with this kind of divisiveness.
This is deep. This is really, really deep stuff. Now, as you rightfully said, you've spent your entire adult life has been educating, all right, in one way or the other. Even while you were actively involved in politics, you were still at an educational level.
Definitely.
And you're experienced throughout the years. I mean, ladies don't like to disclose their ages, so I wouldn't ask you.
I'm 81. I'm proud to be 81, to say it on air to the nation. Wow. I'm really thankful. I am not at all shy.
I'm happy that you said it, In your traversing throughout the history of Grenada.
Yes.
It is often said that Grenada, you hear it from our leaders and our people all the time, Grenada is a Christian state and a Christian community. Do you get that feeling when looking back through the years?
Religiously, Grenada is a Christian nation. Religiously, when I say that, if you ask anybody fill a form and you ask them, they will say Christian. Yeah. So, yes, it's a predominant ethos. We're not Muslim, we're not Hindus, we're not Buddhists, we're Christians because the majority of the population believe in a God. Believe that there is a God, believe in the supernatural. But you see, Christianity is more than that. Christianity is a belief in the Son of God who came, Jesus Christ. Scripture says God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall become his children, sons and daughters of God. And so although we believe in God nominally, the majority of Grenadians have never read the book of God, the Bible. We know a lot about the Bible, and we could tell you sometimes we misquote it too. But we have never read God's story to the world. The majority of Grenadians do not honor God, whether it's keeping the Sabbath, whether it's Sunday worship in that way, so that we can call ourselves a Christian nation, because Constitution says supremacy of God, but leaves it vague enough that it can be interpreted in other ways. But basically, we are nominal in our Christianity. But God is calling for a more personal, intimate relationship with him as the God of the universe, to worship him in spirit and in truth, and to worship the triune God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Because he sent Jesus to save us, and Jesus did that. And then he sent the Holy Spirit to live in us. Well, the majority of Grenadians would say clearly they don't know about the Holy Spirit, so I believe that can explain. And when you're nominal in anything, Jesus calls it, you need a hot nor cold. You know, when you drink a cup of tea, you're lukewarm. He says, I'll spit you out. Lukewarm tea is the worst tea. So if we're lukewarm in our Christianity, then the enemy can come in and easily cause division. I better than you. You don't know as much as me. This is my party. This is your party. You know, you see how easily it is.
And forgetting the bigger picture, which is Grenada.
The bigger picture that we are one. And our today going forward in oneness is very elusive.
So, folks, remember that from wilderness to promise, the spirit, a spiritual perspective of Grenada's history. Tell us, where are you going to do a launch for this?
Well, the launch is part of an exhibition. Actually, I did 8 publications. All I told you I was writing for the past 15 years. I published 8 books, all of them explicitly biblical, a biblical focus. So it's not very popular. But I'm doing an exhibition in All Things Grenada on the 2nd of February on the Carnage from 11 to 6 o'clock. I will have copies of my book there. It's sold goes at $70, and I have copies of my other books. I actually did a memoirs of my years in politics. That's the first book I did. So, you know, so it will be there, and I can give my telephone number if anybody is interested in,
Please do, if you feel obliged to. Go right ahead.
It's 405-7399. That's my cell number, 405-7399, and 435-0008, 435-008. That's my landline. And it's on Amazon, it's on Kindle. Some people nowadays don't want...
They want a soft copy.
I wish I could do it into audio. That's a vision. So I'm available, and and the book will be on sale. I especially hope young people, because it's a popular history. It's not written as George Brizan's like a textbook. It's a story. It's anecdotal. It's readable. It's easy, but it covers all our history in a most interesting and dynamic way. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right. They're all in here. I want to personally say thanks. I hope that I'm that special that she signed the book to me, to Gordon Innocent Joseph. Blessings, Joan Purcell.
Sister Joan.
Sister Joan. Sister Joan. All right. And, this book is it's going to mean a whole lot to me because,
Yes.
I am...
Read it and share the news.
Of course I will. I definitely will. And folks, I urge you to, as you heard it, she will be at Everything Grenada.
Yes.
On the
2nd of February.
2nd of February on the Carnage.
Yes.
Coming out and be a part of that. And, have a look at all her publications.
Yes.
Very interesting. I was going to ask you, maybe I could. We could take 2 minutes and answer that.
Yes.
Your active years in politics, that's over, as you said, but you still have a political eye.
Yes.
What is your feeling currently in terms of the politics of Grenada?
Hopeful. And hopeful because there is a slight change. I wouldn't say everything, but that a younger grouping of Grenadians came forward. Most of them never had any interest in politics. It wasn't as if they had a political background and they were there. Most of them were community workers too. And so as a younger cadre of Grenadians, I think they should be given a chance because we have had the old-timers, the old NNP, the whole NDC, of which I'm a part of, TNP, and all the mixture.
All the ites.
Yes. So I think, in a way, and they have used the word transformation. Transformation is a biblical concept.
Okay.
And it can only come by the power of God. And I hope there is enough of God among them to know that if they are to move Grenada forward, as we're saying, it must be done in a godly way through servant leadership. Not thinking just about yourself, but service, which sometimes is hard, is challenging, is sacrificial. So I would want to give them a chance. It's early yet to make a verdict, but I would want to give them an opportunity.
And finally, you being a former member of the, as you say, the old NDC, do you have any advisory role with the new group of guys?
My role right now actually is primarily prayer.
Okay.
Because I shifted from the upfront position to prayer. So far, I would maybe do a little training with the women's arm or attend their prayer breakfast or so. But basically, I'm very much still at a level of just praying, and where I can say a word, I do it. But that's my role at the moment, and to record our history.
Okay.
So we could learn from it.
Sister Purcell, thank you very much for dropping by, and thank you for that copy of the book. I definitely will make full use of it and not keep it to myself. I'm going to share it as much as I can. And I wish you all the best in your future endeavors and continue doing your great work. And I do hope when the time is opportune, you are given your measure of recognition, because you are indeed a stalwart, not just from the NEC's perspective, but you're an upstanding Grenadian citizen. You're exemplary. People can look at June Purcell and model something, fashion something great. Thank you for your years of service.
Much. Thank you, Innocent. I really appreciate those words from you, of a younger generation.
Of course, I followed June Purcell from, from long ago. So thank you, and all the best with your book. And as usual, you know that you always have a home here at the GBN. Whenever you have anything, you were just a phone call away.
Yes, and you can call me
all the time
if there's an issue you want to just talk about.
Of course.
Okay.
All right. Before you go, quickly tell the folks again your numbers, so that they can call you if they need the books.
Yes, my cell number 405-7399. My landline 435-0008. Sometimes I forget it, 435. I'm so glad I remember this morning. 405-7399, my cell number. 405-7399, 435-0008. The book goes at $70.
Thank you very much, Sister Purcell.
Thank you so much.
And God bless you as always.
I'm so glad.
It's a pleasure. I feel honored this morning. Folks, we'll take a break. When we come back, we've got more guests. Don't you go anywhere.
Independence Invitational Drags at Pearls International Speedway, St. Andrews. Come out to see our local boys compete against the fastest drag racing cars the Caribbean has to offer. There will be special entertainment from one of the Caribbean's top drifters and live performances from one of our local artists. February 2nd is the welcome party at Lavo Lanes. February 3rd, Test and Tune at Pearls International Speedway. And February 4th, drag race finals. Contact us at Grenada Motor Club 473@gmail.com. Grenada's 50th Independence Invitational Drags, February 3rd and 4th at Pearls International Speedway. This will be an epic one.
Get ready to mark a historic milestone. It's the 50th anniversary of Independence Gala Cocktail and Dance, Saturday, 3rd February 2024 at the Crown Ballroom Radisson, starting at 7 p.m. for the all-inclusive cost of $500. All proceeds go towards the restoration of Government House. Secure your tickets now and be a part of history. Be there at the Radisson on February 3rd, 2024, hosted by Governor General Dame Cecile La Grenade.
Tickets available at Grenadian Optical, Melville Street and Grand Anse, the 50th Anniversary Independence Committee Secretariat on the Carenage, and online at gotofet.com. Grenada, come and enjoy 3 nights of celebration and consecration as the Lateran Revival Center celebrates Grenada's Jubilee anniversary. Let's come together to give God thanks for the past 50 years. Join us from January 31st to February 2nd at the Gateway Conference Center in Point Salines. Special guest, Bishop Griffin Daniel from Dominica, bringing a powerful message to pure Grenada. Don't miss this special celebration for Grenada's Jubilee Independence Anniversary. Come and experience spiritual growth, unity, and gratitude. Hosted by the Lateran Revival Center, where faith comes alive.
I love my Grenada, my homeland forever. Sing the chorus loud. Tell them about Grenada. Oh, island in the sun. Look at how we've grown, how far we've run. 50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. We're going higher. 50 years we're blessed, we're forged in fire. Still reaching for more. Going up, going up, 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 up. Going up, going up, going up, 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 up. We're going higher.
Real Value IGA Supermarket has grown with the Grenadian community for the past 24 years, witnessing everyday acts of heroism, kindness, and dedication that weave the fabric of our nation. Today, we embark on a journey not just to celebrate our independence, but to honor the souls who uplift our community. We proudly introduce the IGA Golden Heroes of Grenada program, a tribute to 50 outstanding individuals, 25 contemporary community heroes, actively forging our future, and 25 Golden Jubilee heroes who have laid the foundations of our great nation. These heroes are the heartbeat of Grenada, from the police officer ensuring our safety, to the teacher inspiring young minds, from the nurse healing with compassion, to the bus driver connecting our communities, that farmer who gets up before dawn to harvest the crops that feed our nation, that sanitation worker who keeps our neighborhoods clean. And now, we turn to you, Grenada. Nominate the unsung heroes in your life. The neighbor who's always there. The friend who inspired you. The family member who's made a difference. Visit Real Value IGA Supermarket or go online to submit your nomination. Let's celebrate the spirit of our nation.
This is 50 years of Calypso excellence as Made in Grenada presents Calypso at 50 featuring Unlucky.
I must go back, my little island is called.
The original inspector. So when you see me in the cold mountain, what a plantain. Flying Turkey, Lady Cinty, Smokey, Peter Humphrey, Randy Isaac, Woodsman Kelly, Squeezy, Scholar, Black Wizard, and Chamo, and the Hitman Inspector. One stage, one night, Sunday, February 11th, 6 p.m. sharp at the Grenada National Cricket Stadium. Tickets are $50 and are available at Canadian Optical, Town and Grandans, Mitchell's Wellness, Grandans, St. David Pharmacy, Max's Bar, and St. Andrew Pharmacy, Calico, Sates, Shizemore, Licks and Bites, and GoToFed.com. The hits,
Tell you that, Inspector.
the classics, the performances as Grenada celebrates 50. Sponsored by Flow, Brighton and Miners, Antillian Group, Spicyle Auto Rental, Wayne Mitchell, Glenelg, Springwater, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenada Distillers, makers of Gladscott Rum. Sunday, February 11th, 6 p.m. Grenada National Stadium. This is 50 years of Calypso excellence.
All right, welcome back, viewers and listeners. The conversation continues. It's 17 minutes on to 8 o'clock, and I'm joined by two goodly gentlemen this morning as they promote a wonderful initiative from a very popular, prominent, very active community, the community of River Road. Mr. Keith Patrick and my good friend Oswald Gilbert. Good morning and welcome to the studio.
Morning, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Keith, are you in audience?
I was waiting for my turn.
Okay.
Thank you very much for having us here.
You see what I say? He's always got to be politically correct. All right, so tell me, River Road, as we know, it's very historic. It's a very, very prominent community. It's very influential in a number of ways. All right, and with the celebrations upcoming, the 50th anniversary of independence, River Road is not going to be left out. So tell us some of the initiatives that you all have ongoing.
Okay, well, I'll start by we have a fun day that is coming up, right, in River Road, and that fun day will be on the 3rd of February, and it's a collaboration with the RRLF, which means the River Road Legacy Foundation. Along, we also have with us Queen's Park Rangers netball, Queen's Park Rangers football, as well as the Pan Wizards.
Okay.
That will be with us.
That's with Blaze, Anna.
That's with Blaze and
Mr. Blaze morning.
Yeah, well, I know Blaze, and you know, and as you say, Blaze, and we talk about Pan. This is two former players of the Pan Wizard as well.
He could play Pan?
Yeah, that's a foundation member.
With Tiloti and them?
Yeah, Tiloti and the guys. I mean, like the Lone Ranger standing right now.
I just provoking.
Yeah. So, and again, we have that taking place on the 3rd of February. We also will be doing a fun day. This is the same, all of that activity on the same day.
On the 3rd?
Yeah, so on the 3rd, you have a fun day. You have all-round competition among the groups that I just mentioned.
Okay.
So the River Road Legacy Foundation will be competing with Queen's Park Rangers netball, football, and Pan Wizard in an all-round competition. Now people need to come out for that. It will be exciting.
Okay. Now I don't want you to tell everybody, right?
Yeah.
But just tell me, between you and I, who you think will win the all-round competition?
Between you and I, I may tell you, I mentioned itself.
Yeah.
I do believe that the best one, the best participant is going to win. What I'll hint you though, who will be the best when you come? Just look for
RRLF.
You say it loud. We coming out to win. So the RRLF, River Road Legacy Foundation, we coming out to win. Pan Wizard say they're going to win it. Blaze say, well, all along is the thing. He say he have all the best cooks in his band. We are saying the foundation is going to lay that foundation and show them.
Yeah.
Queen's Park Rangers say they have their breadfruit, they have everything, and they're ready. But we are saying, just come out and see.
You want me to tell you who's going to win?
Tell me.
The group that gave me the most free item.
The most free item.
Obviously, I would influence the judges. Come on.
All right. Well, we wanted to be fair. I didn't want to influence the judges. You know, the foundation, we wanted to be fair, and we want to make sure that the best party win. However, the bragging rights is welcome.
Okay.
Yes.
But let's step away just a bit. River Road on a whole, River Road is very historic.
Oh yes.
And I'm happy to have two gentlemen like you this morning who are deep. You've got your history and so forth. What do you think is the main cause for River Road being so prominent?
Well, first of all, it's in the city. Historically, from a sports perspective, all the activities took place at the Queen's Park. You would know that most of the other fields, from playing fields and so, emanated over a period of time. But for instance, like as a young man, I saw Garfield Sobers, Wally Grout, Colin Cowdrey, all of these big cricketers play at the Queen's Park. The Queen's Park area had horse racing, and that is a significant feature of the Grenadian history within the whole River Road perspective. River Road, we had our own competitions, football. River Road have a club, but the club was more extended. We had our own internal competitions, as I say, and apart from that, we have a lot of historical, very prominent citizens who made serious contributions to the development of Grenada. For instance, Papi Tet as a Calypsonian, Kenneth Tilotihod as a panist, and etc. Great athletes and the like. And so we stand out for that.
Okay. And would you say that one of the pillars of that standing out scenario is because the people of River Road always proud of River Road and in most cases gel together for the better good of River Road? Do you have that sort of spirit?
Well, we do have that sort of spirit, and this is one of the mission of the River Road Legacy Foundation now. We want to be, as the statement said, we are committed to the development of climate-smart community while empowering our people through education, inclusion, and investment opportunities. And this is a great time when we are going to be celebrating the 50th anniversary of our independence. You may be aware, maybe so or not, that we started and had a River Road Day, just like Sauter's Day, St. David's Day. We had the River Road Day. In my view, I think it was an extremely good thing at that time. There were some idiosyncrasies why that situation did not continue. And now the group of people who have formed themselves are looking forward to gelling back the community, bringing that selflessness out and making sure that people are included, and there's inclusion, and that, as far as I see from the launching of the River Road Legacy Foundation, I can see the energy, the passion for those persons who are leading at this point in time, and I really look forward to continuity. You could see not what they're doing now, I don't think is only for the 50th anniversary of independence for Grenada. But I think when you pass through the road, you could see a brightening up. You could see how the steel band is operated. you could see how the netball team is operating. You can see the football team. In fact, our football is doing extremely well at the moment. We had dropped off in terms of the strength that we had, but now we're doing well. The steel band is well organized. It's front and foremost in the community. When the netball, what Ms. Barbara Simpson has been doing is well highlighted and documented for more than 20 years.
Okay.
And we have great other personalities in River Road who have served the community well and served Grenada well.
Okay.
If you go back to years ago when the Queen's Park Rangers Football Club, actually most of the players who represented at any one point in time came from the club. One time the team traveled to St. Vincent to take part in the Windward Islands competition, and about 11 of the players on the team, the national team, emanated from Queen's Park Rangers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen this. Alistair Warwood Sr. says, we are from St. Paul's, but I need to enter my wife at Oil Down competition. Is that possible?
Well, as it is now, no, because the competition really will be among the groups in River Road, which, as I said, represented by Queen's Park Rangers Netball, the football, the Panhouse or Pan Wizard, and RRLF, and it's all about unifying unifying River Road with the groups that represent and have a wide cross-section of persons within them. Yeah? So no, it's not a situation where individuals could come. But if she wished to cook a pot oil and bring it, that could go well.
She could bet a bottom dollar that it will be eaten.
It will, yeah, for that. It will be.
Just cook it and it will be taken care of.
Yes, it will be taken care of, you know.
You don't have to worry about that, Mrs. Warwood, all right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the activity, what time does the activity start on the 3rd?
All right, the activity is really a whole day activity. It begins with a breakfast. So there will be a breakfast. That breakfast should be from 7, right? So breakfast from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. you'll have breakfast.
And where would that be?
That will be about by the playing field.
Okay.
All right, the playing field and right after the bridge where you have the right opposite the stadium.
Okay.
Right? Close to Wesley College. Yeah.
Oh, the Wesley College.
Yeah, we'll have that taking place. But throughout the lower part of River Road, we try to have activities there, but most of it will be taking place, like the bouncing castle for the kids, because we cater for the kids as well. Mm-hmm. So there'll be a bouncing castle along with games. You have entertainment, you have bingo and so forth will be taking place as well from 8 p.m. and it's going up all to midnight. We have permission up to midnight, but all will be done at Queen's Park playing field. Okay. Everything will be done at the Queen's Park playing field.
So the oil down and everything will be...
The oil down and so will be done by the Queen's Park area there.
Okay. All right. For the groups, well, again, it's a competition among village groups.
Yes.
There's a registration process, so...
Yes, well, the groups that we have, all of that have been done already because we working together, right? The umbrella body is the River Road Legacy Foundation. However, we work as a team with the Queen's Park Rangers and Pan Wizard to get this to execute that program.
There's something that comes to mind as we talk River Road. Recently, there was an issue in the news as it relates to the
garbage situation.
The garbage situation in River Road. Has that been taken care of?
Yes, it has been taken care of. As a matter of fact, right now in the area that it was, we have one by the panels had started first.
That's a scrap metal?
Yeah, the scrap thing. And you would have seen we came out in unity. You had the River Road Legacy Foundation supporting the Blaze and the guys, the Pan Wizards, as well as the netball. Everyone come out in support to ensure that is a no-no.
Okay.
When we saw what was happening by the road in the upper part of River Road, close to City Songs, the area there, we again come out and with a united front and ensure that it don't happen. Since then, it has been cleaned, and today, if you go there now, there are lovely flowers planted there. That was done on Sunday.
Okay.
So the project started. It's in Friday, Saturday into Sunday, and you would never believe that is one. You have signs now being erected there saying no dumping.
Okay. That's good. RRLF RRLF, River Road Legacy Foundation. We have a situation in Grenada today where every community is being plagued by the issue of illegal firearms.
Yes.
How does the RRLF intend to integrate with the young people and the delinquents in community to ensure that you get the best behavior from your residents?
Well, in everything going forward, education is a key.
Okay.
Education, and this is we have programs. There are several programs that will be unfolded by the River Road Legacy Foundation to the people of River Road and the surrounding communities, and we will work closely with the Royal Grenada Police Force and other groups in the communities, influential groups that could have that discussion and education coming from it to the young people, understanding that this is a no-no.
Right. Now, the reason for my asking this question is that I'm trying to get people to understand that if every community gets engaged in activities like yours, all right, have these sort of groupings that can really reach out to members, individual members of the community. And sometimes, the people who get involved in delinquent behavior, sometimes all they need is just somebody to talk with. And at the point in time where they were at the breaking point, nobody came to the rescue. So psychologically, they tripped. Because I've listened to stories, and most of the cases, it's not necessarily bad boys,
Oh, no.
It's people that just want a hearing.
Yes.
And then the wrong force got to them eventually, or first. So I'm happy that you all are going to be integrally involved in not just the promotion of these sort of activities, but in the holistic village life, So,
yes.
And if every community takes that approach, then eventually the whole
country.
Yes.
You understand? You catch the drift?
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Mentally, yes, organized.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah, well,
we've got 30 seconds each to wrap up.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to expose what we are doing on the February 3rd for the River Road community and for the overall independence celebration. I think that this movement, this grouping, the foundation, I sense and I get the feeling that it has started solidly. The last time when they had the River Road Day, there was a lot of hype about that. And as I said before, it kind of collapsed because we only had it for 1 year.
Okay.
But I see in the groupings of the people and in the groupings of the individual steel band, netball, football, and whatever we have, I can see an impetus for people to progress. I can see an impetus for us to have success. So I'm really looking forward for the foundation's continuity and developmental processes that they will take to make sure that the community is well taken care of, our children are educated, etc., etc.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I would start by saying, okay, our mission for the RRLF says it all. The mission is committed to the development of the climate smart community while empowering our people through education, inclusion, and investment opportunities. For example, so far we had the RRLF would have launched on the 28th of October. That's in 2023. We had a very nice launch, well supported and so. And we also had on the 27th, before that, we had the blessing of the memorial wall where we have plaques and so being erected by our foundation, and those plaques was recognizing those who passed.
Okay.
So those who would have laid the foundation for River Road. We have in that River Road Legacy Foundation is different from the River Road team that was there before with the Fundy or that Our team here is made up of we have persons like Michael A. Mitchell, we have Ms. Yvette Mitchell-Lacrette, we have Chenny Joseph, we have Ms. Gina James, we have Nigel Lacroix, we also have Susan Nichols-Bob, we have Junior Murray, we have Joan Redhead McIntyre, that's the daughter of late Papitet and so, right? We also have, when I say Papitet, the late daughter of the wife of Papitet, right? So we also have Oswald Gilbert, that's myself. your humble servant, and we have Rere Alexander. So these are the team that makes up the Riverwood Legacy Foundation, and we are looking to correct whatsoever would have happened in the past and prepare for the future, working with the community, together with the community, especially the young people, and recognizing the elders who would have laid the path. So I just want to end by saying thank you for being here, and welcome persons for the 3rd of February, Riverwood Fun Day, Oil Competition, Bouncing Castle for the kids. Games will be football, cricket, domino, among many other items or activities that will be taking place on that day.
Thank you for dropping by. We're out of time, but I want you to know that you always have a place at the GBN whenever you have initiatives that you want to push. We're just a phone call away. We're willing to partner with you to ensure holistic development of Grenada in any way we can contribute. So just give us a call and we'll accommodate you.
We surely will be here.
Before we leave, I would just like to present to the GBN the memorabilia, one of the 2 memorabilia from the Riverwood Legacy Foundation.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So you could have some tea.
From RLF. Thank you very much.
Legacy Foundation.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, and have a wonderful day.
Folks, this is where we got to wrap it up. We're late for the BBC, but it was for a worthy cause. And thank you for being a part of the program this morning as always. I love you. Bye-bye.